So welcome back to the 27th Irish Open Tenpin Championships by Seismic, live from the Leisureplex in Stillorgan, Dublin. Final step 3 just about to start now. And on your featured pair, Stu Little, Paul Traynor, Greg Marcus and Mark Kerr. Good morning, everybody. Keep it quiet, Alfie. So we've got the top 32 over 6 games, going to be cut to the top 16. And we'll make our way down to our featured pair then. Stu Little, or the Littlest Hobo, as he's been renamed this week with his rather fetching 1974 Grizzly Adams beard. Kind of looks like he's been on an expedition to the South Pole. So yeah, we've got Stu Little, Greg Marcus, Paul Traynor and Mark Kerr on the featured pair this morning. To our right, we've got Andrew Woods, Stephen Gill, Sam Rose, Aidan Byrne. And at the other side, we've got Danny Hopcroft, Paul Stott Jr., Daniel Stride and Craig MacArthur. So late into the night, we have the final step 2. And taking that step was Paul Chandler from Ireland with 987. Lisa John in second with 955. And Alan Smith from the States in third with 945. The cut fell on Andrea Hansen with 845. And unfortunately, we said goodbye to Paddy Dunn, Ian McLaughlin, Daniel McKay, Kira Ray, Eric Van Saben, James Wigmore, Billy Nimick, Roger Lindstad, Rasmus Bering, defending champion Jamie Bottomley, Colm Cloak, Eon Lebioda, Tori Danielson, Runar Marken Fredrickson, Craigie Farr, Chris Boyd, Paul Green, Carl Doherty and Simon Sheppers all left the event. Making it through with the top 3 were Kenneth Hermansen, Brian Voss, Jason Agate, Danny Hopcroft, Craig MacArthur, Daniel Stride, Paul Stott, Stu Little, Greg Marcus, Paul Traynor, Mark Kerr, Andy Woods, Stephen Gill, Sam Rose, Aidan Byrne, Lars Nielsen, Patrick Meeker, Tanya Yousaf, Ryan Press, Steve Kay, Alan McDonnell, John Van Olsen and Andrea Hansen. And they were joined by the top 6 seeds: Glenn Morton Pedersen, Chris Sloan, Amanda Larkin, Sigbjorn Eid, Joe Alsibrook and Ron Hurt. So morning all, says Harmonizer, Dave Harmon, out there in the UK. Good morning, Dave. So we'll let the players get into a few frames before we give you a rundown of what's happening. Sam Rose, though, started up with the front three. Scotland's Stephen Gill, also with the front three. So we'll be back in a few minutes with full commentary. Sit back and watch the action. Welcome also to Mudgee. Good morning from snowy Spain. They got snow, bunchy. So just coming into frame 4, Stu Little with a spare and then an open and a double. Paul Traynor with a spare, open, 4 spare and the strike. Greg Marcus opened up with a double and then a 9 miss. And Mark Kerr with a double and an 8 split miss. Yeah, Harmonizer adding on the chat. Mudgee must be up in the mountains, getting snow in Spain. So the snow in Spain falls mainly on Mudgee. Stephen Gill, front 4. We're going to see another 300 from him. Pulled a 300 yesterday with a storm pitch black. And a few tired faces this morning. We didn't get finished till 2 AM last night in final step 2. And most of the players were in by 8:15, 8:30 this morning. Just one player a little bit late. I think that was American Alan Smith. but not by much. Just a few minutes. And Mudgy says, yes, snow on the edge of the Sierra Nevada near Granada. So unfortunately for me, my pick for the ladies' title went out last night. Just missed out on the cup, Kira Ray. So I'm going to have to pick a new female player to win this event. And I'm going to go with Lisa John. I think it might be Lisa John and Amanda Larkin final. But we will see. My tip for the male tournament, Chris Sloan, still in. And we'll get a rundown of some scores very shortly. Morning.
How are you?
Sleepy, but okay.
How's it been going for you? So how has it been going for you?
Really good.
Yeah,
Really good.
good response.
Yeah. Loving it. Yeah. We should get really a lot of people watching today.
How many? What's the most number of followers you had any day?
During the day. I'm not sure of the numbers last night, but pretty big. I'm enjoying it.
The light helps a bit, doesn't it?
Oh, a lot better.
Yeah.
You can see the faces now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a pity we didn't have that earlier on because I was watching the first 2 days and like from here out to that shadow on the boat, just silhouette, you know?
Yeah, it's a lot better now. Make for a good final. It'll make for a good final. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So Stu Little adds another one for Turkey. Stephen Gill adds another one, front six. Aidan Byrne also on the front six. Stu Little's runner strikes. Ends in the 6th frame, 106 in the 5th, where they spare working. Thanks, Sean, for putting stronger light bulbs in. We've actually got a couple of them, what is it, 1000-watt halogen things on a tripod. We've just got them pointing at the roof just in front of the camera. And then a board just to shield it from the players so they don't see the light. But it got very warm yesterday and we had players up there standing next to it, just warming the hands. But as you can see, the picture on this featured pair a lot better than it was, a lot brighter. So 2 players on the front six, and first up is going to be Stephen Gill. Stephen Gill from Scotland. Just comes up a little bit high, leaves 2. That's left to Aidan Byrne to carry the torch for a 300. Danny Hopcroft with 125 in the 6th on 7 and 8. Dan Stride on 116 in the 6th with a strike just on the board. And Stephen Gill picks up his spare. And Aidan Byrne adds another one for 7 in a row. For you Sam Rose fans out there, opened up with a turkey, then a spare and a double and a 9 spare, so 148 in the 6th. Brian Voss on a run of strikes. 5-bagger after an open, I think, at the beginning. Couple of no, an open and a spare. I presume the sound's coming through okay this morning, the picture. Everything okay out there in Europe? Promises to be an exciting day today. As I said, top 32, cut to 16. And then we're into the 2-game matches. And we'll be soon down to the last 2 by the looks of it. So I won't put the camera on him yet so that we don't jinx him, but you might just see the ball going down the right-hand side of your lane, and that will be from Aidan Byrne, and he's on the front 7. So just watch for this ball coming down the right side. There it goes. Ooh, and a single pin. For you Alan Smith fans, he's on 140 in the 7th with a double in frames 8 and 9. And Mudgy, sound perfect and picture best it has ever been. Yeah, you've seen some of my shocking streams in the past, haven't you, Mudgy? And you, Harmonizer. But yeah, I finally got a laptop that is fast enough. Thanks actually to Reggie Fulmore from Cosmic Light in the States. Reggie very kindly gave me some funding in return for the advertising and support we've been giving the brand over the last 18 months. Shout out to Reggie if you're watching. Also got a mixer, a new camera from Cash Converters, HD camera for 60 quid, 65 quid, a Canon. That's pretty cool. And we're using the headsets and slaving into another mixer in partnership with Dutch Bowling TV, and as you know, we're on the Dutch Bowling TV stream. I do like to outsource from time to time, and it's been fantastic having Simon Shepherd's here this week for the technical support he brings. We will be doing action replays and stuff today. I'm going to save them for the finals or the later rounds. And we had a try at it, but we're going to get it working for next time. We've got a little patch for the program where we can plug in iPads and stuff, and we can stream via the iPad. So the idea is we can send a roving reporter down to the lanes with an iPad. If somebody's on a score, they can just go down with the iPad, and we can link to that feed. So that'll be interesting. That's something we're going to try in the coming months. Should have it up and running for Malta. And Simon and I were having a little chat yesterday. We want to try green screen. We want to have a virtual studio where we're going to take the squad winners in and interview them in like a like a Sky TV type scenario. So that should be coming next year, hopefully. Super Mo, good morning to you, Dom. Good morning, Mo. Thank you for joining us again. Just coming up to the end of the first game. And for anyone else that's just joined us, you're watching the 27th Irish Open by Seismic, live from the Leisureplex in Stillorgan, Dublin, Ireland. Final step 3, 32 players, cut to 16. So there'll be 16 happy campers and 16 not so happy campers. A 181 for Dan Stride. He's finally taken off his hoodie. He was bowling in the Blackies Pro Shop Urban look. Danny Hopcroft's going to finish with a 193 with a strike. 232 for Andy Woods. And Stephen Gills on a 278 pace. Alan Smith finishes with a 209, a 236 for Brian Voss. If you bear with me a minute, I'll run down to 1 and 2 because we've got the Sloan Ranger, Chris Sloan, and Amanda Larkin. Also Glenn Morton Pedersen down there, so I'll go have a quick look and see how they're doing. So it looks like a 235 for Glenn Morton Pedersen and a 224 for Amanda Larkin. Sloan Ranger's going really well. He's going to be around about a 260. 213 for Paul Traynor. On the featured pair, Stu Little finished with 210. Greg Marcus with 215. And Mark is going to finish with a 199 if he taps out. I need to put the camera on here actually and check this out. All the players are warming their hands up on the lights. Got Voss and Alan Smith. So just about to get finished. We've got a frame to go up there. So we'll just go to a quick commercial break and we'll be back in a moment.
Oh man. Where's everybody at? Man, this guy comes all this way and he's not even here. What is going on? It's empty. What in the world? Yo, let me in, man. Let me in. Let me in. What's in the box? Hey, what's in the box? Yo, anybody got a key to this room? What's going on?
Hey, I'm just kidding, Sean. It's your new ball.
Oh, cool, thank you. Hey Seismic fans, I'm really excited, as I always am, about any new release from Seismic Bowling. This ball is called the Photon. It's a departure from what we've seen in the past with Seismic Bowling. It's a low flare ball, it's got a super high RG. So I was curious, Ryan, what was the philosophy when making this ball?
Okay, so with the Photon, we were looking for a ball in the arsenal that was a little bit milder, more for lighter oil conditions, as the shot moves inside, as the shot breaks down. Or like today, where the surface of the lane is a little bit higher friction, and you want a ball that's going to push down the lane more, grab hard in the back end, like you would see with a symmetric core ball, but we wanted that in an asymmetric core ball so that you're still getting the heavy roll in the back end through the pins that you would see from an asymmetric core ball. So with the Photon, we took our fastest revving core, the horn core, we raised the RG, lowered the differential, which is going to decrease the overall flare, but kept the mass bias at about half of what we've seen in all the rest of the horn cores. So what you're going to see on the lanes is pretty good push down the lane, not too much mid lane, but it's still going to roll very strongly through the end of the mid lane, onto the back end, and through the pins, and that's going to increase your carry, increase your score.
Wow, that sounds great. Hey, let's go see what it looks like on the lanes.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's do it.
And we're back, live at the 27th Irish Open by Seismic from Leisureplex Dublin, Ireland. Into game two, and on your featured pair now, almost an all Seismic. We've got Brian Voss, Jason Negate and Alan Smith with Kenneth Hermansen. And at the side of us we've got Charles Brook, Ron Hurt, Paul Chandler, Lisa John, Danny Hopcroft, Craig MacArthur, Paul Stock Jr. and Daniel Stride. Keep your comments in chat coming in. Beginning to wake up a little bit now. Was feeling it this morning. Couldn't imagine what it's like for some of the players. Just getting about 5.5 hours sleep and coming in and bowling 6 games. But they are athletes, I'm told. Some of them are anyway. And that's one of the athletes right there, Brian Voss, still going strong in his senior years. The hair might be greying a little bit, but the talent is still there. Alan Smith wearing a Seismic Longhorn shirt today. He's been bowling with one of the older Seismic balls this week. Jason Negate punched up a Proton yesterday, I believe, one of the most aggressive and the latest of the Seismic range. Oh, look at that. That's pin action right there. But yeah, we had an idea for a video with Seismic Sean. You've seen all the videos we've been showing throughout the tournament. They like a bit of humour in the Seismic videos. So we've had an idea where Seismic Sean's bowling with the latest ball, and Ryan comes up with an iPad and says, "Sean, you don't throw it like that." And then he'll show him a video of Jason throwing the ball. So hopefully if that one gets made, I can take some credit. I can add a video producer to my list of things that I do. Harmonizer says, against my dark horse. Came second last year. Defending champions now out of the tournament. So Jason's got every chance of making it all the way through. He's looking hot at the minute. I'm not going to predict him to win because I don't want to jinx it. And to be fair, Chris Sloan looks like he's odds on to take this. I've never seen a player more focused this week. He threw back-to-back 300s. He bowled 15-17 in qualifying here, and then went up to Alsa, promptly bowled a 261 average over 5 with back-to-back 300s, and then played the next squad as well, went the front 10, so he had 34 in a row and 880 for 3, split over the 2 blocks. Just to see it, you know, just to do it. And then he was away training yesterday. So if there's one player this week that deserves it for the amount of effort they've put in, it's Chris Sloan. He's just struck again for a double. And you would say if anybody's going to bowl a 300, it's looking like him. But Brian Voss, front 3. Jason Negate on the TV pair already had a 300 on the TV pair, and he's gone the front 2. But we're definitely going to have some great bowling today. We're really looking forward to seeing who makes it through. As they say in bowling, the cream usually rises to the top, and that's no different here as Jason strikes again. Got his dad watching him this week. Danny Hopcroft from Lincoln, I think it is, in England, opens up with a double. English international. Joe Alsabuk strikes after an open frame in the second. Harmonizer says, love to see a Gate versus Ranger final. Yeah, the Sloan Ranger against Jason Negate in the final. That would be a good final. But while ever Brian Voss is in the field, you discount him at your peril. Winner of this tournament in 2012. But we are going to have 2 brand new winners this year. Hayley Rumkey not here. Not heard anything, but she's just about to drop a baby. Or has she had the baby yet? I'm not sure. And Brian Voss with a 7-10 after front 3. That's what happens when you say he might do well. And then boom, 7-10. You never know, there could be a surprise package up there, somebody that we're not looking at. Stu Little, for instance, has been solid all week, sporting a 1974 beard, and nicknamed the Littlest Hobo now. So they've been singing the theme tune to him. How's it go again? Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. So yeah, that's been getting sung a lot to him this week. Looks like he's been on an expedition to the South Pole. He's only 29, he's got a beard of a 35-year-old at the moment. So your scores on the doors on this featured pair. Alan Smith on 45 after an open, but comes back with a strike. Brian Voss with 86 in the fourth. Kenneth Hermansen with 38 in the third, but a strike working in the fourth. And Jason Agate just left a single pin there for a turkey and a 9. So we won't be seeing a 300 from Jason just yet. Sloan Ranger on front 3 and just stepping up on lane 6. Bowling with that blue motive ball again. I'll be very surprised if Sloan doesn't win a couple of tournaments this year, depending on which one he enters. He does play pretty much most of the EBTs, but what a difference a year makes with Chris Sloan. And I think he would probably be one of the first to admit, although he's put a lot of hard work in himself, he can attribute a lot of it to his coach Brian Michael, who's been with him all the way through this tournament. They've been working hard, training in Alsa. And it's nice to talk to Brian actually, because he's like a kid again. You can see he's got that excitement back that he had as a player, and he's disappointed, if anything, that he didn't get the career that some of these players are then going to go on to get. There wasn't a lot around for players like Brian when he was younger. He did have a chance to get on the Pro Tour, and unfortunately he couldn't take him up on it, and I think he's lived with that regret for most of his life. But he's now living his life through the eyes of potentially other players. He has coached some fantastic players to major success, not least Gemma Burden, who won the World Cup and was inducted into the UK Hall of Fame this year. But he doesn't want to come on the stream, does Brian, but I'm determined to grind him down and get at least a few words out of him. We posted a photograph on Talk Temping yesterday of Brian in action back in, I think it was 74. And a little bit Carmen Salvino-esque type photo, where he's drilled a strike as Brian, and he's in that kind of I've just got a strike pose. Check it out on our Talk Temping Facebook page. All the results you can find at the official website, tempingbowling.ie, and via talktemping.net. We're a little bit late with the reports due to the time restrictions we had last night. I'm going to hope to get the reports up sometime today. Another of my jobs this week is iPhone charger. Everybody's, have you got an iPhone charger? Yeah, come on. Come in, the water's lovely. Danny Hopcroft on a 279 pace, front 3, 9 spare double. Joel Seabrook with a strike, 9 miss turkey. Ron Hurt on a 280 pace, 9 spare 4-bagger. Lisa John with a open frame split, double, 9 spare strike. Sloan Ranger front 5. Ooh.
Charles the Lamb behind you.
Dan Strides just struck a few after a couple of 8 split ones. Oh, and Stu Little, front 6, and just left a 10 pin. And Amanda Larkin, not had a good look at her, not really seen her since she qualified. I presume she's been practicing this week elsewhere. But she's 98 in the 5th with a strike now in the 6th. You often see it in these tournaments. You can shoot 1500 in the qualifying and then come in the later rounds, final step 3 or 4 or something, and promptly go out of the tournament due to not having played in the centre for a while. I don't think we're going to see that problem from Amanda. She's, for a young girl, she's very strong. And if I were Irish, I'd be pretty confident that we've got a couple of future champions there that are gonna put the island on the map, so to speak. Maybe Sloan and Larkin can inspire a generation of kids over in Ireland to want to play. Like in a lot of countries, and no disrespect to the Irish setup up here or anything, but when Chris started bowling the two-handed, the odd person that said to him, "You'll never bowl with Ireland with 2 hands." And I think I've learned one thing about Sloan so far, is if you tell him that he can't do something, he'll go off and do it. And I think the same happened to the likes of Oscar and stuff at some point. Not Belmo. Belmo bowled 2 hands, Belmonte. He came from a family that owned a bowling centre, so from a very young age he was encouraged to do his own thing. But in a lot of ways, two-handed is the future for some players. There will always be one-handed players, but you're going to see a lot more two-handed. So Sloan on front 5. Danny Hopcroft on a 279 pace, front 3, 9 spare turkey. And we're going to see Sloan in the next game, actually. Oh, drills the pocket 10 pin. Not sure exactly what he had first game, but it was around about 250, 260. Jason Negate on a 2+ pace, 118 in the 5th with a double. Turkey 2 9 spares and a double. Brian Voss 134 in the 6th with a spare in the 7th. Alan Smith 85 in the 5th with a double on the board. Kenneth Hermansen just struggling a little bit, not managing to catch any doubles yet. 96 in the 6th with a spare in the 7th. And Alan Smith digs out the pins for a turkey. So the Seismic staffers going well, 3 of them on this pair. And I think we've done the players a favour because they come into the back of the lanes and warming the hands on the 1000-watt halogens. Voss doing it as well. So with Jason the Gate, lane 9. Watch this. Oh! He's had more messengers this week than Royal Mail. Danny Hopcroft though rocking a 279 pace. Just to our right as Brian Voss drills the pocket for a strike. Tom Aldinio, great stuff lads, loving the streaming. Thanks mate, thanks for joining us again. Yeah, we're having a lot of fun bringing this to you this week. It's been a long time in coming, the streaming for the Irish Open, but I think you're going to find that it's going to be a feature in the future. Whether it be me or the Dutch guys that do it, my work is done really. It was just to prove that this event deserved it and would work well with it, and it has done so far. So hopefully from now on, you're going to be seeing the Irish Open each year, regardless of who brings it to you. My wish really is to have an Irish team over here that can do it themselves. As Alan Smith strikes for a 4-bagger. And Jason leaves a 10-pin this time. Sloan Ranger still on a 279 pace, struck after these single pin spare. Danny Hopcroft adds another one. Now, we've not really been mentioning Danny much as a potential winner, but she is. With her good friend Lisa John. Lisa on 147 in the 7th, with a strike in the 8th. A veteran of UK bowling and still relatively young. In her 30s now. But one of those players that's going to be around for a long, long time. Tom Aldino, yeah, late last night you looked tired before I left. How's the body this morning? I feel all right, actually. I was, you know, when you get that feeling when you've only like had 5 hours sleep and you wake up and you're thinking, if I don't get up now, I'm going straight back to sleep. Just jumped in the shower. Brisk 10-minute walk to the ball. Realised I didn't have a lead and Simon was still in bed with the European adapter, so borrowed a car, drove back, got that, and managed to get here in time. So panic over. But yeah, running on adrenaline at the moment. Going to be a long day, but of all the days, today is the most exciting, and you soon forget about being tired or anything and start to appreciate the situation you're in. Stu Little's going to finish with a 257 if he shoots a spare. Danny Hopcroft, first one in the 10th. 6 on the bounce on a 279 pace. Bull Dave says in Hallam, Holland, we got a local driller who is putting Seismic on the map. The balls look really good and a bit aggressive. Yeah, if you've not thrown Seismic, if you've not seen any of it yet, you need to give them a try, really. It can be difficult for a new ball company to do well in the marketplace when you've got so many well-established brands like Storm and Ebonite, Brunswick, Columbia, Motive, all the rest of them. But Seismic are a lot like Motive and Storm in the respects that they started a lot later than the likes of Ebonite and Brunswick and AMF and Co. And I think it's safe to say that Storm are probably the #1 company in the world now for bowling balls, and the brand that everybody's chasing. Voss finishes with 243, but Seismic up and coming. A guilty pleasure for a lot of people, Seismic at the moment. And to be fair, it's actually a cool name for a bowling ball company, Seismic. And the beauty of it is it's a British company. When you come down to it, the balls might be made in the States, but the owner and creator of the whole thing is Northern Irish. And you know what we're like in England. Anybody that's a success, they soon become British and not from the country they are. For instance, Andy Murray, the tennis player, he's British now, when really he's actually Scottish. And an open frame in the 10 for Jason's going to pull him down to a 210. So a disappointing finish for Jason, but he won't be too worried. A 266 then for Danny Hopcroft. And it's going to be about 234 for Joanne Alsibrook with a spare. Oh, and would you believe it, an open frame from Chris Sloan. I've not seen one of them this week. 212 in the 9th, so he can still tap out for a 242. But that'll put him almost 100 over his first two. .234 for Joe Alsibrook. And a 214 for Paul Chandler. Dan Stride with a 184 and Paul Stott Jr. with a 216. I can see from here. Craig MacArthur on a run of 5 in a row, finishing with another strike for 236. So some big scores coming in. It's going to be a tough top 16. Glenn Morton Pedersen from Norway with a 238 up there. Amanda Larkin's going to finish with a 217 with a strike. Sigbjorn Eid, 108 in the 5th with a 4-bagger. Keep your comments and chat coming in. Remember the hashtag Irish Open. And please spread the web address far and wide today, as much as you can. We want to try and get some big numbers when we reach the finals later on today. America should be online by then as well. So we'll take this chance to thank some of our sponsors this week. Mayo at Home, TGI Fridays, Rock Jewelers, Crumlin Print, Eco Hygiene, of course Seismic, the headline sponsor, Cooltech Refrigeration, Dublin Food Sales, Frylight, Glen Ely Foods, Mayo, Starbucks, Leading Edge, and also the Stillorgan Park Hotel and Stillorgan Orchard. Thank you to all our lane sponsors this year for your kind support. And if you're interested in advertising at this tournament next year, just get in touch with Sean Kennedy at Leisureplex. And instead of having just a banner on the lanes, you can be getting your adverts through the streaming like we're doing with Seismic this week. And we'll just spin off to the other camera for a moment, check out some of that. Get a look at Sloan Ranger there, finishing up with a 242. We're about a frame away from finishing, so we'll go after a quick commercial break and we'll be back in a few moments, so don't go away.
Hey guys, I'm really excited about this new summer release from Seismic Bowling. This ball's called the Equalizer. This is what I was just cleaning up a little bit. This ball is laid out with a 60-degree drilling angle, 4.5 pin to pap distance, and 30-degree valve angle. What I've seen with this ball is just aggressive. It's just flat out aggressive from the foul line all the way to the pins. This cover, combined with the super high mass bias of the Tennessee core, creates a ball that's perfect for the longer, heavier oil patterns that we see in today's competition. Okay guys, you just saw the Equalizer roll on both the rope 66 pattern and on a house shot. This is a ball that equalizes a high rev roller and a low rev roller. So you don't have to work to get this ball around the corner. In fact, the more you relax, the better the ball will work for you. Nice and strong through the mid lane and aggressive with determination through the pins. The Seismic Equalizer, the new standard in heavy oil equipment. No way.
And welcome back to the 27th Irish Open from the Leisureplex in Dublin, Ireland. Sponsored by Seismic, or in association with Seismic. Not sure what the difference is these days, sponsorship, association. Sponsored by, you got a load of money, association is maybe equipment, I don't know. But we have got some awesome players on the featured pair now. Glenn Morton Pedersen, who bowled 15-17, and also the Sloan Ranger, Christopher Sloan, who also bowled 15-17 and back-to-back 300s this week. Amanda Larkin, who shot 14-49. And Sigbjorn Eid. Probably the surprise package, not really seen Sigbjorn before. Tall and slim. So we'll get his first look now at the Sloan Ranger. And you see his pre-match routine. He gets on the approach and he taps his shoes up to about 7 times. I've not seen him doing it more than 7. So I'll just check this out.
Come on, sit. Attaboy. Okay, come on.
Watch the clapping though, it shook the thing then. I know you're excited. You're right, mate. I keep trying to get Brian on, but he's not having it. When he's won. I'll hold you to that. Right, he better win now because I've been dying to get Brian on. A good shot there from Amanda Larkin, shoots a double. Keep your comments and chat coming in. want a nickname for Jason the Gate. We've got the Sloan Ranger, but we need like a seismic name for Jason. Jason says, put it out to the viewers to come up with a name. I said the Seismic Lasher. We need a handle for Mr. Agate. So Sigbjorn on frame 2. Drills the pocket for a strike. He could well be a surprise package though. He's kind of the one that goes under the radar a little bit. An unknown quantity in some respects. American Alan Smith opens up with a couple of spares. Voss with a double. Jason Agate with a double. And the Sloan Ranger up on 10 now. We'll drop the camera a little bit so you can see some of his pre-match routine. Does that about 7 or 8 times sometimes. So frame 2 looking for a double. Sloan Ranger. Oh, bounced. But the result's still the same. Barney Rubble. Brian at the back says, take it, lad, take it. Glenn Morton Pedersen, another player to watch out for in these finals. Very strong qualifying. And a lot like Chris, that whatever he bowls is never quite enough. Yeah, good shot. Mixing strike. And Amanda Larkin. Just comes up high. But quietly going about our business at the moment. So Sloan, frame 3. Smoother. Oh, just jumped up. He'll know his own equipment though, but I'm looking at that shot. He didn't really get it out enough. But it did jump in. Might be looking at a ball change before long. Hard to say with Chris though, he's bowled 6 games with this ball before all the way through, so he knows he can do it. He picks up 2 of them. So an open for Chris. I've not seen many of them this week. Jason Agate, front 3. Down on 13 and 14. Jason Agate front 4. Brian Voss on a 279 pace, double 9 spare strike. Keep your comments and chat coming in. Are we still holding with our predictions? Anybody changed their mind about who they think's going to win, having seen a few of the players? Shall we have a little discussion for the next half an hour or so? Somebody Somebody post a question. So Morton Pedersen again with a double. Lisa John opens up with a double. Steve Kay with a 9-miss double. Alan McDonald with a spare double. And growing numbers on the viewers now. We've had 10,000 viewers over the last 4 days. That's pretty good. Not bad for a little island. Sloan back on 10. Another surprise or unknown quantity, Ron Hurt, an American serviceman. Bowls for 900 global. Paul Dave says, how about these guys? Hope the link works, Lil Paul. You need to space them out a bit if you put a link, so if you were putting talktemping.net, put talktemping.space.net. So just put a space between your dot and your common stuff. Don't make it look like a link, but at the same time, don't go posting anything dodgy. Lisa John opens up with front 3. Anything dodgy will result in a ban, and I'm not the banning type. 9 spare, 9 spare, Turkey for Alan Smith. Jason Agate goes front 5. And I think I'm with you guys. Jason Agate versus the Sloan Ranger. That would be a hell of a final. Alan Smith adds another strike and he's up on the approach now. Left-hander, crouches down, gets another. Yep, 4-bagger. Oh, and a big split now for Glenn Morton Pedersen on lane 9. EYC 1997. Yeah, try the link again, Bowl Dave, but just leave a space between the dot, whatever it is, .com. Just put space.com or something, and the link should show us roughly what you're on about. Go on. Ooh, Pedersen gave it a go with the split. So Chris Sloan for M5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, about 7 or 8 times he tapped his shoe that time. Every player's got a ritual when they play, and that's his. And just dived again. He even needs to raise his pace a little bit. Could be time for a ball change. .52 in the third with a strike, but he's just shot a split. Lisa John front 4, Jason Agate front 6. Steve Kay after an open frame come back with a 4-bagger, and he's up on the approach now looking for 5 in a row. Bernard Bowling. Welcome back, sir. Come on then, Bernard, what we're promoting today? Which tournament do you want us to talk about? We'll give you a free plug. Bundesliga. If you like German Bundesliga, enjoy. Paul Moore on his way to Bundesliga this weekend, I believe. Probably Reti's boys, Richard and Ray. Biscuit. Or Phileas and Ferb, as I like to call them. Or Phineas and Ferb. Seven in a row for Jason Agate now. Front seven. That's better. I've got to say I've been impressed with Chris this week. When he's had a split, he's come back with a strike more than often. It's not like he loses himself for 2 or 3 frames. It's just that one shot, and then he's on it again. That's kind of the difference between a player that's going places and a player that's just a journeyman. You've got to make them strikes after bad frames, catch them doubles again. So it's probably one of the lowest games I've seen him bowl so far, but he's more than likely going to go off the sheet now. So 80 in the 5th with a strike in the 6th. But a few players beginning to string the strikes together. And yet again, Sigbjorn just going about his business quietly. Not getting noticed by too many people. Spare 5-bagger. Lisa John on a 2.78 pace. Definite Hall of Fame contender. It's a little bit cold at the back of the centre today. Thinking of putting my jacket on in a minute. We might be able to put the links on soon. When Simon gets here, we can turn on the links to allow them for today. Whenever I've wanted to put a link in, I just put, instead of say talktemping.net, I put T space A space L space K. If you put a space between each of the, that tends to work. So Chris leaves a 10 pin. And this is where we'll see a difference in Chris now. Because he's now gone 3 frames without a double. Where really probably should have had a strike there with the 10 pin. So we'll see how he bounces back in the next few frames. He's chasing a score now. Right, I've got 2 pics of the National England youth team of 1997 and 1998. I tell you what you can do, if you send them to dom@talktemping.net, I'll keep my eye open for them and I'll fire them up onto our Facebook page, because we have got a lot of old photographs from UK bowling. We're building up a bit of an archive of them, so if you just send them to dom@talktemping.net, I'll keep my eye open for them and we'll stick them on our Facebook page. 97, 98, is that the likes of Zadell and Giles and probably Lisa John ran about that time as well, I think. So Sigbjorn Eid still going about his business quietly. 290 pace. Jason Gates run of strikes ends with a spare. Front 8 and a 9 spare, so he's rocking a 279. Steve Kay also running the strikes in now after an open frame. Comes back with 7 in a row. So we'll see what Sloan does now. He's actually been striking on this lane quite a lot. It's the other side that he's struggled with, lane 9, left side. So just see what he does now. That looks better. Doesn't quite get the tap. 119 in the 7th. Now, I don't for a minute think just because he's on the TV pair, he's not playing so well now. He's better than that, but you never know. Something he's actually going to get used to. He's going to be making finals and being on streams and stuff. It's not something you want to be worrying about. 214 for Alan Smith. A stone 8 for Lisa John. She's a little bit cold. She's rocking the urban look. And Sloan picks up his spare. So 119 in the 7th. So 4 strikes will give him a 199 and probably one of the lowest games he's had all week. But Brian, the coach, Brian Michael, jumps up straight away and gets down there and he's finding out what's going on, just to offer some words of advice. I'll tell you what though, I've seen some coaches in action over the year, but I've never seen anybody like Brian Michael. He's not played for 30 years at this kind of level, but he's in tune with the player. Is probably the best way to describe it. There'll be a lot of players out there in England have had the pleasure of working with Brian. They'll know what he's about, and I think it's pretty shocking that he isn't still in the coaching setup in England. I think if I were John Zadell, I'd be working with Brian a little bit. Zadell was one of the players under Brian over the years. But we've got a host of good coaches in England that are not really utilised as much as they should be. Andy Penny being one of them, Mario Joseph another. Mario, Brian and Andy are like chalk and cheese in some respects. Andy, a USBC gold coach. Brian and Mario, yeah, 279 there for Jason. Yeah, Brian and Mario don't have lots of bits of papers that say the coaches and stuff, but they're of the opinion that a piece of paper doesn't make a coach. There's two schools of thought on that one. There's those that go through the USBC and BTBA and the ETBF coaching programs and get into all the technicalities and all the rest of it, and then you've got the other coaches that it's all about sight and how how to say the right things to the player at the right time to take the mind off things and stuff. It's in the comments, I'll check. Last year, Chris Sloan bowled the Dutch National League. He was really impressive. I think he's a different player from last year, that's for sure. .746 for Jason. In the comments, where am I looking? I can't see anything on the Talk Temple Facebook page, if that's where you mean comments. But we've got Jason Agate with us. We'll have a quick chat with Jason while he's having a break. Welcome back, Jason.
Hello, Dom, you alright?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. You?
Yeah, not too bad. Tired from last night.
Yeah, how many hours sleep did you get?
Three and a half.
Three and a half.
Yeah.
So you're running on adrenaline at the minute.
But yeah.
It's 7:46 over your front three. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, happy for the first game and the third game, but middle game I a bit tapped out, but felt alright.
So it's just staying clean now and shooting anything around about 220.
Yeah, like last night when I played, I opened up 740, so hopefully that's enough for the first three. Then just keep clean. 600, I think I'll be in for the top 16. So.
Is there anyone you'd want to avoid in the next round, or are you just not bothered? Bring them on.
Yeah, bring it on.
Bring it on.
Yeah, head to head. So hopefully I'll carry on. Going to be in the pocket.
What are you using from the brand today?
The equaliser.
The one that you got punched up yesterday?
Yeah, the one I needed on the fresh. I didn't have any trouble hitting the pocket on the fresh. It was just kicking the corners out, and they punched out for me yesterday, Sergeant Sean and Ryan, and then come out of the box with 740, and today 746. So
you're liking it, then?
Yeah, it looks alright.
So go out and buy one.
Yeah, definitely. But put a bit of polish on it.
Put a bit of polish. Well, if you lash it like you.
Yeah, that's right. There's some massive scores going in though. So.
There is quite a few good scores coming in, isn't there?
I wouldn't be top with 740, I don't think.
I don't know, to be honest. Chris has dropped off the pace in this game, but he's the surprise package at the moment, Sigbjorn. He's just ticking along nicely, you know.
Voss had, he's paired with me, he had 710.
710.
But it just, so simple. Looks so easy.
Jason Agate, the one I call you Earthquake.
Is this the nicknames they're trying to think of?
Yeah, we've not had too many yet, but we'll try and come up with something. Or first out of the gate. A 188 for Amanda Larkin, so I don't know whether she got nervous by the TV pair or she's just had a bad game, but same with Chris Sloan. He's shot another split now, so this is by far his worst game, so it's shake it off, come back in the next game with something big. He was almost 100 over after his first two, so he's lost a lot of pins, but he'll soon get them back, I'm sure.
I'm sure he's going to start stringing a few.
Yeah, definitely.
He's going on to the pair I just went on and they were wide open.
They're wide open.
Yeah.
And he goes for the two to slide it across as opposed to the other side. So 163 for Chris Sloan. Quite unusual this week.
Daniel Stride had 279.
279 for Stride.
Yeah. Lisa's having a big game. 250, 240. They're going in everywhere. So.
Yeah. Well, good luck in the next game, Jason.
Yeah. Thank you.
We hope we don't see you until the final.
Well, I know you'll see me in a couple of games on here again.
Well, yeah, down there, but we don't want to be chatting to you. Put it that way.
Hopefully after.
Cheers,
All
bud.
right, thank you.
So we'll just watch Sigbjorn finish up. We're going to go off to a quick commercial break, so we'll be back very shortly. Don't go away.
Where's everybody at? Man, this guy comes all this way and he's not even here. What is going on? It's empty. What in the world? Yo, let me in, man. Let me in. Let me in. What's in the box? Hey, what's in the box? Yo, anybody got a key to this room? What's going on?
Hey, I'm just kidding, Sean. It's your new ball.
Oh, cool, thank you. Hey Seismic fans, I'm really excited, as I always am, about any new release from Seismic Bowling. This ball is called the Photon. It's a departure from what we've seen in the past with Seismic Bowling. It's a low flare ball, it's got a super high RG. So I was curious, Ryan, what was the philosophy when making this ball?
Okay, so with the Photon, we were looking for a ball in the arsenal that was a little bit milder, more for lighter oil conditions, as the shot moves inside, as the shot breaks down. Or like today, where the surface of the lane is a little bit higher friction, and you want a ball that's going to push down the lane more, grab hard in the back end, like you would see with a symmetric core ball, but we wanted that in an asymmetric core ball so that you're still getting the heavy roll in the back end through the pins that you would see from an asymmetric core ball. So with the Photon, we took our fastest revving core, the horn core, we raised the RG, lowered the differential, which is going to decrease the overall flare, but kept the mass bias at about half of what we've seen in all the rest of the horn cores. So what you're going to see on the lanes is pretty good push down the lane, not too much mid lane, but it's still going to roll very strongly through the end of the mid lane, onto the back end, and through the pins, and that's going to increase your carry, increase your score.
Wow, that sounds great. Hey, let's go see what it looks like on the lane.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's do it.
And welcome back to the 27th Irish Open by Seismic, live from the Leisureplex in Stillorgan, Dublin, Ireland. And we're into game 3 of 4, 3 of 6. Is it 3 of 6 or 4 of 6? I'm kind of losing track now which game we're actually in. But we've got Lars Nielsen, Tanya Yousaf, Patrick Mika and Ryan Press. We're on game 4 now, sorry. Game 4. To the right of us we've got Steve Kay, Alan McDonald, Andrea Hansen and John Bang Olsen. And at the other side, Andy Wood, Stephen Gill, Aidan Byrne and Sam Rose. A reminder for you folks out there that maybe getting those annoying other adverts that come on the Ustream. If you install AdBlock Plus, I'll just type it in the chat. Just search for this, AdBlock Plus, install it, and it will get rid of those annoying paid adverts that come through Ustream. Basically, with Ustream, you have to pay for the right to get rid of the adverts, and it's quite a lot of money for maybe 1 or 2 streams a year. If you're doing streams every other month, it's worth investing in. But I only do 2 or 3 streams a year, and the Dutch guys on theirs, they use AdBlock Plus, so you get rid of those adverts. You will still get the Seismic ones. That's part of the thing that we're going to be doing. We're going to be showing a lot more adverts in streams. We're going to have to monetize this somehow. I'll be honest with you folks, I do 16 hours a day at this. It'd be nice to get something for it. But at the same time, the idea is to get into a tournament, prove it works to them, help them make some money from the stream. And if some of that filters down to us, then that's great. If not, it doesn't really matter. It's all about the sport, really, at the end of the day. It certainly helps me and Talk Temping by being a part of it, so it's win-win for everybody. Keep your comments and chat coming in. Somebody post a question. Let's have a little chat about something. Let's keep it going. Chris Sloan opens up with a strike in game 4 as he hopes to shake off that 160. 6 games here, so you can afford one bad game as long as your other games are good. The top 32 going to cut down to top 16. So Tanya Yusuf, Ryan Press, Patrick Mika and Lars Nielsen on your featured pair now. And we're with Patrick Mika, the Starfish. Didn't like that one. Dave. Patrick is my teammate. He scored 231 average last week at Ades. EC 34-foot pattern in 7 games. He saved the day in the National League. He's a good little player. Malta Open champion this year. And I joked with Patrick at the beginning actually and said, I've only ever seen you play once and you won the tournament, so I'm in Ireland. You're going to win again. So we'll see if I'm a lucky charm for him. Has he got a look at the Irish, to be sure. But yeah, everybody in Leisureplex and beyond are very happy with the streaming this year. I've had a lot of kind comments. And it's been very enjoyable to bring this to you this year. Hopefully it's going to be every year from now on. And as I said earlier, we've got some ideas of what we want to try and do next year. Virtual studios and roving reporters, and we'll try and sell a load of advertising space on the stream next year and maybe have a little bit of a bigger team next year, and we'll rival Bowling Digital and Bowl.com. We don't have the pockets that they have, but what we do have is me. But I've noticed with not so much with the Bowl.com, but with the Bowling Digital ones, they do stream qualifying, but they don't really do any commentary on it. And the Dutch guys as well, they don't really do commentary on qualifying, but it's something that I like to do. There's nothing worse than just sticking a webcam on and calling it live streaming. It's not live streaming unless you're commentating. It's just a webcam. Gav 1973, I'll get my CV in for co-commentator spot, Dom. Gav, you've been more than welcome to come on. If I do any in England, in Yorkshire, I'll give you a buzz and come down and have a crack. It's a good laugh. Another thing I want to try in the future, if we can do it, is Skype commentary. Maybe get somebody on Skype commentating live from somewhere in the world. The technology is in place to actually do it, but I think the problem with it is time delay. But it would be nice to call up somebody and ask them opinions of a tournament while it's actually happening. But we're going to have a play around in the next couple of years and see what we can come up with. Try and do a few things that are different. So welcome back, Gav. You ever thought of coming back to bowling and playing a little bit more? You've been retired for quite a few years now. Have you ever felt the urge to go have a game? I made like a mini comeback last year. I had Bowling Vision wanting to give me equipment for some of the adverts and support that we'd given them on Talk Temping, and I gave in, and when God bless, rest her soul, Sam Hargreaves died a couple of years ago. She had a memorial tournament. I came back out of retirement to play that last year. So I've got 3 bowling balls, but it's finding time to go practice. I don't know if you've been down to Leeds in the last few years, Gav, but it's not very nice anymore. It kind of looks like it did in 1985. Gav, about 15 years ago, I think, I've been chatting with Mark Cotton on Facebook. He's trying to coax me out of retirement. 15 years you've not been bowling. How old are you now, Gav? You're, what, 30, 37, 38, are you? Maybe just give it another 15 years and come on the senior tour. He says he does miss it, but you've just alluded to it. No time to practice. Yeah, you were kind of like me. If you're gonna play, you play to win, or you don't play at all. There's no middle ground for some players. Some play for the fun of it, and I'm kind of one of those that I want to win. I maybe won't win, but you need it. It's changed a lot. You've got to put a lot of work into it. You can come into a tournament and play quite well, but you don't realise how much effort goes into it these days. 41 now. Wow. Yeah, I'm 45 this year. 45 is the new 30 though. That's what I'm telling people. I'll not be happy if somebody gives me a surprise 50th. We're like walking out. It's not my idea of fun. Waking up one day and realising that you're 50-year-old and you feel like you're 22 still, even if your body won't allow you to do that. Chris Sloan with a strike, 9 spare strike. Patrick Meeker then on the featured pair with a 8-1 9 spare double. Lars Nielsen with a 9 spare strike, 9 spare strike. Taddy Yusuf with a strike 7-2 strike 9 miss. And Seismic Ryan Press with a strike 6-2 strike and a 9. Yeah, Bill Dave says, I'm 30 and I sometimes feel 45. And Gav says, especially miss the team stuff, Dom, camaraderie and what have you. Yeah, we were on about that earlier, actually. Well, last night with Seismic Sean, 5-man. It was good fun, especially in tournaments anyway. I think we won a lot of stuff on just pure belief. I know we used to go around tournaments in Yaks and we told everybody we were going to win. We had everybody believing we were going to win, and we did. I remember one tournament we went to at Peterborough. Gavin will probably testify to this one. We went down to Peterborough with 2 teams for a 5-man tournament. So I goes up to Gavin and another lad, Alex Thompson. I says, have you got your entry fee money? We're going to win, aren't we? So you better hope we do. So we did cash, and we had enough money to pay the entry. And I'll be honest with you, I was angry with you that day. Where's your entry fee? But you were right. We did cash and we did make enough money. But yeah, I remember we went 18 months of winning just about everything in Yaks. And we didn't really have the best team when you think about it. We had Mark and Paul from Sheffield, Simpson, yourself, Gavin, me, and I think we had Lobbers in a few of the tournaments, and then we had a mix of other players. Graham Wilson played for us, and Paul Marsh, good old Marshy. Gav says, yeah, there's a lot to be said for the power of positive thought. Yeah, it's true enough. If you've got belief, you can ride that sometimes. But yeah, those were the days. Getting back to the tournament we had with Sam Hargreaves, I actually bowled with Paul Simpson, and I bowled with Wilson as well in my 2 squads, just to we brought back NT5 for a day. And Gavad's about, yeah, it probably happened a lot more than once. We were never that great with cash management in our youth. I don't know how we did it, mate. I don't know how we went around the country on like 25 quid, a lot of us. I seem to remember us going down to Tottenham for a yak singles or something, and we went down the night before and just slept in the car park at Tottenham. I don't think we could do that these days without getting into a fight or robbed. Andy Woods opens up with a spare and a 5-bagger down on 7 and 8. Stephen Gill with a strike, couple of spares and a turkey. Sloan Ranger on 80 in the 4th with a strike. Ron Hurt, the American, on the front 6, down on 15 and 16. Andy Woods adds another one for 6 in a row. 9 spare, £6. Yeah, getting back to your career, Gavin, I remember you going off to Holland, I think when you were about 15 or 16. You went for most of the summer. And you didn't get a lot of hook when you went out there, and then when you came back you had like this awesome hook and accuracy, and I know for the next couple of years after that you were pretty hot. Then it all kind of faded away. We went through the dance phase of going to the tram shed and various places and all the rest of it. And it just kind of fizzled out a little bit, didn't it? We outgrew it. But yeah, the good old days. Greg Marcus on a string of strikes down on 5 and 6 rather. 5 on the bounce. Bernard on about his ISBT senior tour. See you all. Yeah, it might come out, Bernard, in about 5 or 6 years when I hit 50. It's possible. But like I said yesterday, I don't really fancy giving Ron Oldfield pins. Whenever he's still alive and playing senior events, I don't think I'm going to play him. He's just too good. Became the 8th member of the UK Hall of Fame this year. Was inducted into the Hall of Fame, Ron Oldfield, at Barnsley this year. Got a big cheer. Go back to what we were saying about Gavin going out to Holland. He spent about 8 weeks at Lelystad and was pretty good for the next 4 years. Yeah, I know the rest of the story after that. We basically had the summer of love, didn't we? Going off to all the clubs and having fun and being young. For me, that probably killed it though was buying a house and just having those kind of things around your neck. It's your money had to go elsewhere and you couldn't really spend it on bowling. And you see it a lot now. There's a lot of talented players kind of just fall away the wayside a little bit. They get into relationships and buy houses and have kids and Sam Rose going strong in this game, 7 and 8, 108 in the 5th with a turkey on the board. Beginning to get a little bit busy at the back now as people start to coming in to watch the action. There's probably a lot of people in the hotel watching, and great to have you all watching this week. Hope you're enjoying the show. As I said, Leisureplex and everybody really happy with it, and they've already said they want to get us back next year, so success. But if anybody else wants live streaming at their tournament, just give me a shout at dom@talktemping.net, and one way or another we'll arrange it for either myself or the Dutch bowling team or whoever else to come out and do it. As I've said before, I'm not really bothered whether I do them or not, but I'm quite happy to arrange live streaming for people and use whoever's available. We're speaking to Flavio Cuva, who does the Bowling Digital streams. We're out in Malta with him this year, and we've kind of got a plan to all work together on something in the future. Try and do the ultimate stream. I think if Dutch Bowling TV, Bowling Digital and Talk Temping all work together on something, we could do something pretty cool. Baldiv says, in 1999 bowled the Irish Youth Open. The top 5 were all Dutch, except for Paul Stott, who was 3rd. So coming up to the end of the 4th game, a couple of frames still to go, and your featured pair. 100 in the 5th for Lars Nielsen with a turkey on the board. Patrick Meeker with 128 in the 6th with a double working. Ryan Press struggling a little bit, 93 in the 6th with a strike and a possible spare to come. And little Tanya Yousaf from Scotland on 125 with a 9th spare. And just on the approach now, gets a big backswing for a little lass. Just missed out on a World Championship medal last year at the World Youth Championships, and probably Scotland's highest ever placing in a major championships. Comes from a bowling family. Dad owns a bowl in Inverness in Scotland. Met her dad in Cyprus a couple of years ago at the World Singles. Really nice guy. And looks a lot like a player in Malta called Mark Boom Spiteri. They're like brothers from another mother. At 208 for Andy Woods in the 8th with a strike in the 9th. Stephen Gill going strong. Bowled a 300 yesterday with the Storm Pitch Black, and a 198 in the 8th with a spare in the 9th. Ball Dave saying big money problems with his federation. Same with a lot of federations at the moment. Our UK or British Federation Association going through a transitional stage. Memberships have dropped over the last 10 years from the heights that they had in the late 80s and 90s, as people play on iPads and PlayStation 4s and what have you. But a major shake-up is on the cards in British bowling. I think they're struggling to find the way forward, but it'll come. I've got a few ideas. And Baldev adds this year that his federation put up a good youth programme. And that's the key at the moment, is strengthening youth programmes, getting into schools a little bit more, and doing a little bit of self-promotion. There's plenty of bowlers out there moan about the state of play in their particular country, but there's not many willing to stand up and do something about it. Everyone's got to be part of the solution, really, and not part of the problem. But I'm a big believer in this live streaming thing. I think this to a degree, this is the way forward to promote our sport. And the other thing is to try and make it a little bit more fashionable. Yeah, Dave adds the little money they have goes to seniors and stuff, and they have to pay for themselves to go to ECs and World Championships and stuff. It's the same for a lot of countries now. I know when English players had to start paying for themselves, it was, you had the likes of Scotland and Northern Ireland and Wales going, well, come in, the water's lovely, we've been doing that for years. And I think it's been one of the part of the problem with the associations, that why would you want to join an association when that money just goes towards the elite? The association should always be about grassroots. It's never about the elite. Sure, yeah, you want to promote and you want your country to do well and stuff, but little Johnny Briggs on lane 6 at Wigan bowling a 150 to me is as important as Paul Moore shooting back-to-back 300s. Welcome, Simon. Did you have a good sleep?
Yeah,
Must have been nice.
was not bad.
We had a little bit of a panic this morning when I got here and I'm just about to set up. The squad's about to go on.
Yeah.
No sound. European adapter. Simon's got it back at the hotel in bed. So luckily I got to borrow a car and drove up there, got it, came back, and we made it in time. Tanya yourself then finishes with a 181. Lars Nielsen with a 238 on the featured pair. 247 for Sam Rose. 267 for Andy Woods. Can't quite see what Lisa John and Chase Nagate have got yet. Ron Hurt looks like he's on a decent game down there. Sloan Ranger, what's he doing? 159 in the 8th with a spare in the 9th. Well, this is Marco Landman, the guy at Dutch Bowling TV. He put up a sport league this year. It's really welcome since they're not even 10 big events. 8 games on demanding patterns.
Yep. Just 2 weeks from now, we've got a sport stop from him. It's the 34th flat pattern.
Yeah,
sport pattern.
I want to see more sport patterns. I think we need to get back to that.
Yeah, first stop was
making good shots.
First stop was in Middelburg. We had Scorpion, I think. Yeah. The old Scorpion. So.
The problem, I don't know if what you're like with. Do you have many 5-man leagues out there in Holland still?
No, one.
Just one.
Just one.
That's what's killing it at the moment. All the 5s and 4s, they've all disappeared. The 5-man tournaments and stuff, and that's how you get big numbers in a centre for a weekend. You know, you got like 20 teams of 5-man. You're going to make some money on the bar and the snack bar and stuff, but the focus seems to be all about the elite and all about singles, and I'm sick of it now, I'll be honest with you all.
Yeah, like, and the most centres in Holland are just doing it for the normal people, not for the sport bowlers.
Yeah, you're pandering to between 50 and 60 players when you could be pandering to 300 players.
Yep. Yeah, if you want to check out the Sport Bowling Tour, you can go to www.sportbowling.nl.
I'll check that out this week.
You'll find all information there.
It's funny, I had a chance of getting a big sponsor last year. There's a company called Loudmouth, you know, the ones that make them crazy pants. acid pants or whatever they are.
Yeah.
They were interested in looking into investing in bowling a little bit, and I need to get back to them with a format that will work for them. Oh, cool, thank you. We've just got our tickets for the after show for the party. Yeah, loudmouth. So my idea was they've got a range of about 20 different lines of trousers, different colours and all the rest of it. So we get 20 teams all wearing their trousers, so they all look different.
Yeah.
And then have a big tournament. We'll stream it and all the rest of it. So I'm just trying to come up with a format that would maybe work, and I'll take it back to them and see if it'll happen. So you'd pay your entry, you'd get 5 pairs of trousers from the sponsor, and your entry fee and all the rest of it, and then we'll have a big tournament.
Yeah,
We're just going to go for a sorry mate. We're just going to go for a short break while they're all moving around. We'll be back in a few minutes' time, so don't go away.
I'm so happy to see you.
Seismic fans, we are now introducing the latest addition to the Tournament Special Edition line, the Euphoric TSE. The Euphoric TSE features the Overb core technology and the very durable and versatile Tournament Special Edition cover stock. The Euphoric TSE is polished with a radius of gyration of 2.55 and a differential of 0.055, creating 4 to 5 inches of flare potential. This is the 4th addition to the TSE line. This cover stock is proven to provide predictable ball motion characteristics while minimizing loss of reaction due to oil absorption, translating to higher strike percentages for longer periods. By adding this cover stock to the very successful Overb core featured in the Euphoric, we've created the combination of control of a symmetric core along with the strong continuation of the TSE cover. In a side-by-side comparison, you'll see the original Euphoric begin to start its transition to the hook phase earlier than its TSE counterpart. The TSE conserves its energy through the front and mid part of the lane, then releases its power at the breakpoint and all the way through the pins. The Euphoric TSE is the perfect benchmark ball for your typical league condition. Build your arsenal on this great ball. Control, consistency, continuation. Seismic bowling, simply devastating.
Welcome back. So without further ado, we'll go back down to the featured pair of this 27th Irish Open by Seismic, live from the Leisureplex in Stillorgan, Dublin, Ireland. And back onto the chat then, we've got quite a few people on the chat line. Who's that with you, Dom? He's Dutch. It's Simon Shepherd from Dutch Bowling TV. Simon, as you will all know, works with Marco. He provides the technical support. He's the brains behind the operation. Marco is the face of Dutch Bowling TV. But me and Simon have got a face for radio, so that's why the camera's not on us.
Yep.
Baldiv says, in Holland, bowlers complain about long days when bowling 5-man team event, long travel, blah, blah, blah. Bowlers got lazy.
Yep. Totally agree with Dave.
I want to see club bowling back. I keep saying it every time we do a stream. I say club bowling, that's the future. Each centre is a club. You've kind of got it in your country a little bit. You do have clubs.
Yeah.
And then you get into that
We
national
have
league and regional leagues. And
we'll play, from Dave to Eindhoven, Tilburg, and they go to each centre.
a little bit like the
season.
Swedish league.
Yeah.
If we can bring the Swedish league to the UK, that format and stuff like that, I think that's
an idea we have in Holland as well, because we have 18 5-men now. And it's not what they've said. People don't want to travel a long time and have long days.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to keep it fairly regional. You know, I mean, in Yorkshire in particular, where we're from, we've got a lot of bowling centres. We could quite easily have a regional league. It's just finding the right format and presenting it to the bowlers and making it attractive to them. But we do have some good travelling leagues in the UK. We've got the Northwest Fives and the is it ICL? I forget what it's called. But we do have some 5-man travelling leagues that, with the right support, could grow a lot better and become the focus of the sport. The focus, like I said before, has been too much on the elite, the privileged few at the top, so to speak. That needs to change if we're to bring bowling back. We even have a club event. Clubs go to a region and go to knockout.
Yeah, it's the Ton Zandboer Cup. It's really a knockout. It's now the 3rd or 4th year we had it, and we have a lot of teams right now. You can enter with a scratch team and a handicap team.
Yeah.
Scratch team must be 180 average or above for the season, or handicap is lower. And yeah, you go knockout to first regional, and then
the national.
The national, yeah. It's a 4-man league.
The Ton Zandboer Cup, named after some important guy from the Dutch Federation. I'll come up with something, the Talk 10-pin team challenge or something. I'll blag a sponsor and we'll have a big tournament at some point.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I can't be bothered running a tournament. It's a lot of hard work. People that run tournaments, they're like gods to me because they put a lot of effort in. It's not something I could do. I'm an ideas man. I'll pass a good idea to somebody and go on, pick the bones out of that one.
Yeah, I'm helping Marco with sport bowling, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah, you don't realise how much work goes into that kind of thing. I'll stick with Talk 10-pin. That's kind of, that fills my days. And then I've got a 5-year-old that wants to play. Daddy, stop working. Yeah, okay. So, featured pair now, Stu Little, Paul Trainer, Mark Kerr and Greg Marcus. To the left, we've got Danny Hopcroft, Daniel Stride, Craig MacArthur and Paul Stock Jr. And to the right, we've got Andy Woods, Stephen Gill, Sam Rose and Adam Byrne. Bowl Dave adding the Dutch Federation pays the bowling centres so they can sponsor it. Smiley face. There is actually talk in the UK at the moment. It's been bandied around about changing the sanctioning rules to try and bring back a lot of unsanctioned leagues back into the fold. One of them was saying basically, we'll allow that, we'll just sanction a league regardless of whether the centre could be sanctioned or not, which is kind of dangerous really, because the reason for a federation is there's rules and regulations, end of story.
Yep.
And then when you start deviating, well, we'll let you off and we'll let you off. You may as well not have a federation. But I can understand why a lot of unsanctioned leagues don't want to be sanctioned. It's like, well, what do I get for it? We don't pay a lot. I think it's £21 or £22 a year for the membership, but
yeah,
it's not a lot when you consider it. When €200 or €300 for a bowling ball, and you're only having to pay €30 to
yeah, we pay
to
like 30, 40 euros for the federation, and then another 40 euros to be a member of your club.
Yeah, I think the key to it though is to make it a no-brainer for a person. If you get like €100 worth of discounts just for joining the federation, then why wouldn't you? You'd be stupid not to, because you're actually making money by spending the money. So for me, the British Association need to team up with Bowling Vision and Bowl Tech and some of the centres. They need to do a deal with the proprietors to get something back. and that's how you're going to build your membership. Mark Heathorn, who's here, is the one of the coaches for England, setting up the new ETBF programs and stuff. He had an idea where if every centre gave 50 cents or, you know, a few pence per game that's bowled, then that money could fund the federation. But then the flip side of that with the proprietors is, why would they give 10,000 euros away to a federation?
Yeah.
There needs to be something in it for both of them.
Yeah, here in England and also in Germany you pay per game, but in Holland it's 1 hour. You pay for an hour.
For the hour, yeah. The trouble I think there's been that the proprietors and the associations have not been as friendly as they should. It started off as a leisure industry and quickly became a sport, but then it went back in the late 80s, 90s back to being a leisure. Stopped calling them bowling alleys and started calling them bowling centres, and then leagues start getting taken away because they're filling the lanes with people paying €4 a game.
Yep.
I'm kind of on the side of the proprietors sometimes. The sport needs to realise that the proprietors own their centres and they can do what the hell they want with them. If they don't want leagues, they won't have leagues. But then you find a centre that does want you, and you just go there. There's room for both. Paul Traynor opens up with front 5 on the featured pair here.
Sam Rose opens on with the front 4 on lanes 11 and 12.
Ball Dave says, Daniel Stride bowled 2 300s in one qualifier in Tilburg tournament. He doesn't bowl so much now, Dan Stride, but he is a very, very good bowler. He bowls a lot with Wayne Greenall, who a lot of you will know. Wayne doesn't bowl so much now. So I'm just going to take a quick break for 5 minutes. I need to get a drink, and I'll leave you in the very capable hands of
I'm going to get some coffee.
Oh, right, you're going to go while I go. You go first then, and I'll come back. I don't want to leave it too quiet. We're here to commentate, so... keep your comments and chat coming in. Hope you're enjoying the show as much as we are bringing it to you. Getting into the business end of the tournament now. Top 32 are now going to break down to 16, and we go into the 2-game matchups. And it's going to get pretty exciting. We've got some action replays coming up for you in some of the matches. Trainer comes through the face with a big split. So while we're waiting on the action to unfold in front of us, what do you think of the Seismic adverts we've been streaming so far? I know a few of them you might have seen numerous times now. We've only really got 5 of them. 5 or 6 of them. What do you think to the videos? Does the equipment look good to you? Is it piquing your interest in having a look at the Seismic brand? What I'm basically saying is, am I doing my job right? Am I selling balls? Dan Stride, front 4, 9 spare. Greg Marcus on the featured pair there, spare and a 5-bagger. And Paul Traynor after that front 5 with a 6-split 2. Sam Rose front 5. Ryan Press 7-2 Turkey. Patrick Meeker spare strike, spare. Sloan Ranger, where is he? Let's have a look. I think he's up the top end now. Yep, back on 1 and 2. And they're just 2 or 3 frames into it, so nothing much to report as yet. Alan Smith from Texas with a couple of spares and a 3 in a row. Yep. Yeah, 2 spares and a turkey. Gav says, if I was interested in buying a new ball, it'd definitely be a Seismic. Will make me throw it like Sean. Yeah, you gotta love the videos, haven't you? These balls from all the companies, they strike every time. Yeah, big shot there from the littlest hobo, Stu Little. Grizzly Adams. I don't think I could grow a beard. They get dead itchy. Ooh, black coffee. Yeah, I might have a word with Ryan this week. I've been promoting the brand all week. He owes me a ball now. I'm going to try one myself, maybe. But on reflection, that just means going to practice and stuff. And nah. I kind of said to myself as well, unless I get free practice, I don't want to play. I'm not paying £3.50 a game. It's criminal. For 10 minutes work. I understand that the proprietors have got to make money for a game, but £3.50, £4, £5 for a game. I'd rather go to the cinema and get an hour and a half entertainment for £6 than, or £7, than pay 2 games, 20 minutes. And to me, that's the problem. You can't give it away, but you've kind of got to, you've got to make it a little bit more attractive. A family of 4 going for a bowl on a Friday night now. 1 game. It's going to cost you about 16 to 20 quid. Add another drink each or a burger and chips or something, you're into 40 quid before you know it.
Yeah. We have in Holland is 20, 25 euros for an hour. 20 from weekdays, Monday to Friday, and weekends, 25, 27 even.
Yeah.
For 1 hour. So
it's a difficult one.
I mean, 4 or 5 menu bowl, just one and a half game.
Yeah. When you think of what the overheads are for a proprietor, you know, with the amount of electricity they use and, you know, the staff wages and all the rest of it, it's, you know, they can't give it away. But at the same time, I think it's edging on a little bit too expensive. I don't know what you guys think at home. Do you think the price of a game's a little bit too much? Do you side a little bit and sympathise with the proprietors that they can't give it away?
Yeah. But if the conditions are right and they have the maintenance is good and like that, it's no problem for me. But
that's you hit on it really. That you can pay £4 for a game or €4 or whatever.
Yeah.
And the centre's a disgrace. You know, the toilets are dirty, the carpet's a bit, you know, they're not spending any money on the machines, you get breakdowns and stuff, and why would you pay for a product that's substandard? I'm not going to name names, I'll end up in court next week, but everybody's got a centre somewhere near them that is a little bit nasty. Sam Rose, front 7. We won't jinx him. We'll go down there for maybe the 10th or 11th strike. Spin the camera around, but what we've found so far is every time we put the camera on somebody on a string of strikes, they blob.
We did yesterday with Kira.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were talking about 10 pin.
Yeah, we just need to mention somebody's on a few in a row and they stop. Andy Woods was on a 279 pace.
268 now.
So coming to the end of game 5, and one game still to go. Top 32 will cut to 16, and then we're into the exciting 2-game matches. Who's going to make it through? For you Patrick Mika fans, sorry to disappoint. He's not flying. He's going steady. 115 in the 6th spare working, but he needs to start striking. Little Stoddy, Paul Stott Jr. Strike, 9 miss, 7-2 split, and then 4 in a row. And he's up on 7 now, looking for 5. Oh.
Nope. Still standing.
Stone 9. And then a pin came across, give it a little wobble. Front 8 for Sam Rose. We don't really need to put the camera on him because if you look on the right side of your screen, just to the right where the guy in red is, you'll see the ball going down from Sam Rose.
On lane 11 you can see it almost, on lane 12 you can see the pin, so. And we have on lanes 3 and 4. String of strikes.
Who dat? Yeah, I can't see who it is from here.
Nope.
I'm going to go for a bathroom break in a moment, so I'll have a look on the way down.
It's not.
I just want to stay and see if Sam does it. Not missed any 300s yet.
Is it Lisa? Could
Lisa,
be.
is it Lisa John?
Yeah.
Is it Jono? Keep your comments and chat coming in.
It's Lisa.
Lisa. Cool. What is it, front 7, front 6?
Front 8.
Front 8. Go on, Jono. Still got a hoodie on. She's giving the urban look.
Yeah, it's not really warm in the bowling.
It's
right
not.
now.
I'm a bit cold at the back. I was going to take my top off because I've got a Seismic shirt on underneath, but nah. I think I'm going to put my jumper under my t-shirt and then I'll be okay. So Sam Rose, you'll just on the right side, you can see 10 pins. Watch the ball going down.
There
it
is.
goes. Oh!
Stone 9. Let's see. Lisa.
Yeah, go on, Lise. Champion in 2001.
Yeah, front 9 now.
It's been a good 10 years since you were last here, she said.
Throwing a Storm Optimus.
Cool.
She was playing to the lanes right of me yesterday night.
Yes, she was, yeah.
Just throw just enough to make the cut.
Yeah. She's a free agent now. She was motive for a couple of years. And she's a free agent. I think she's been throwing a little bit of DV8 stuff, but she's throwing everything at the moment. Anything that suits her. Supermo says, I think my next ball will be a Seismic. Always willing to try a new line.
I think a lot of bowlers will try Seismic after this tournament.
I think they should, and I think the British bowlers should, because it is a British company. I mean, I know a lot of you like Storm and a lot of you like Brunswick and all the other ones, but if you're a free agent and you can throw whatever you want, try and support the British company and see how it goes. They are making good equipment. It's not like you're going to buy a lemon. 231 for Paul Traynor, 198 for Stu Little. So I'm just going to take a short break, leave you in the capable hands of Simon. So I'll see you all shortly.
We're finishing up this 5th game now. We have Lisa John on the front 9 on lanes 3 and 4. We have Sam Rose stepping up from a 279. Sam leaves a 4-pin, so if he spares, he can strike out for 269. In the featured pair of lanes, we had Greg Marcus finishing for 258. Lisa John stepping up for her 10th frame. Ooh, pulled it inside. Here's the 6-pin. Sam Rose finishing 267. Andy Woods finishes with 258. We have Polstad Junior can jet out for 236 and 226 on lanes 7 and 8. Lisa John finishes with 279 after her 6-pin in the first of 10th. Morning, Mo. I think we will do Holland again, but maybe we will go to Belgium again. Belgium. I hope so. It was really fun to do the seniors. Just getting to know new faces, and it was fun. We will have to see with the tournament organization if we can arrange it sometime around, because it is a long way from home for me. I think this is 2.5, 3 hour drive, so I have to stay there for a couple of days. Yeah, just finishing up game 1 now. Aiden Byrne finishes with to 27. Ik zou het zo even vragen, Ellen. Hij komt zo langs, dus ik zou het even vragen. Hij loopt net langs en hij schudt zijn hoofd. Dus even kijken, net de laatste game heeft hij 100, iets in de 190 zo te zien. Dus het wordt spannend. Ik ga je op de hoogte houden, Ellen.
Did you tell them what time the final?
Nope, not yet.
What time is the final? About 4:45. About 5, yeah, about 4 o'clock. 4:45, 4 o'clock. And welcome back to the 27th Irish Open by Seismic, live from the Leisureplex in Dublin, Stillorgan, Ireland. Gavin asking what time's the finals due? Around about 3:45, Gavin. We might be slightly delayed. It might be about 5 o'clock, but it might be about 4 o'clock, but it's scheduled for 3:45. And we're with, on the featured pair now, Brian Voss, Jason Agate, Kenneth Hermansen, and Alan Smith. Not yet. Chris Sloan just asking if there's any scores about. He must be sweating on a position then. He's not had to look at scores all week.
Yeah.
Like everybody else is looking at his scores, not him looking at anybody else's.
But I heard it was a little bit difficult than the last couple of days now. It's much drier and in the backhand, so everything snaps really hard at the back. And he, with his reps and power,
Yeah.
we go high, high, low, low.
Starting to look human, isn't he? He's looked like a robot all week. Cheers, I'll tune back in. Great coverage, keep up the good work. Thanks, Gav. Have a nice day. Send my love to your mum, and hi to Roger and Jason. And I'll get you that signed autograph off Mr. Voss today. So we're with Alan Smith now, the talented American serviceman. Gave us a little bit of dancing yesterday. There you go.
Almost left a 7-pin, but
yeah, he's actually been carrying in the final a lot more. He was leaving a hell of a lot of 7-pins during qualification. So we're on game 6 now.
it's getting busier and busier in the bowling now.
It's getting a little bit warmer as well. There's a bit of body heat behind us now.
Everybody's waking up after last night.
Yeah.
It was a long, long night yesterday.
I bet a few of them woke up though and just stuck the stream on and thought, I'm not going in yet, I'm just going to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm going to lay in bed watch.
My dad watched it.
Did he?
and it's an hour in front of us, so he was up like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, I think we've had about 10,000 viewers last time I looked.
From first, yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad there. Sean Kennedy and co are really happy with the numbers so far. We're really happy with the numbers.
Yep.
I better put my ticket in my pocket, otherwise
Yeah.
we won't
Put
get our
it on.
free curry later.
I put it on here.
Yeah. But we can't thank Leisureplex enough for the kind support. They've been great.
Even get some lighting for the camp.
Yeah, they even got some lighting. They were going to go out and buy some lighting for us. Don't spend any money if you can. You know, rob Peter to pay Paul, and you know we'll blag something from somewhere. Even if it's a couple of million candle torches, we'll find a way. But yeah, we've got some lighting now, so we've got a nice. Still a touch dark, if anything.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's good enough now.
Yeah. You can see the logos and who's bowling.
We will position the cameras for the final a little bit better. We better go to the featured pair. So Alan Smith working a double from Texas in the USA.
Good
Makes
shot.
it 3 in a row. I want to see a 300 from him now. That'd be cool. We could have done with Seismic Sean actually, because we've got 3 staffers on this pair. I bet he's in bed watching. Sean, come on, get out of bed. Your public needs you.
I was gonna get out for breakfast this morning, and I walked in and I saw Kira sitting there. She didn't make the cut.
No, she never made it. Yeah, I was gutted. Yeah, I think she had about 8:30. She must have missed by about 20 sticks. Not by much in the end. But I think everybody thought the cut was going to be higher last night.
Yeah, but
And
still, it's around the same thing as the final step one. Then
Yeah.
850,
Yeah,
860.
Everybody assumed that the cut would be higher than it was in the end, and I think they were all a little bit annoyed when they missed out by a few
But
pins.
everyone thought the same for final step one. Everyone was thinking 870, 880.
Yeah.
But it was 855,
Yeah.
and I was the one.
Yeah, you had to be the one. I was already going to bed. I was thinking, yes, I'm
Yeah.
going to get a full night's
Me too.
sleep. And
Maybe get a bind or something and then head to bed. But there are some people with really small eyes here in the bowling now.
yeah.
And not doing any names or.
I feel okay now. I've kind of come round. I've woken up and everything. It's not a problem now. I can't imagine what it's like for some of these players, though, having just bowled 6 games. The top 6 that came in obviously had a good night's sleep last night, so
Yeah.
they're okay.
But the ones were going from final step one, they had bowled 8 games last night,
Yeah.
had a couple of hours sleep, and have to bowl now 6 games.
It is what it is, and they saw the format before. I mean, we were only about an hour late in the end.
Yeah,
We would have finished
an
about
hour's
1
sleep
o'clock
is a
anyway,
lot.
but an hour's a lot when you think about it.
We think about energy level, and a lot of those guys are taking it.
Baldiv
Fair
said,
to
Brian not bowling for Global anymore, or just a Seismic shirt? He kind of guests. He's a free agent, but he does jump in and out of brands. Seismic do get their equipment made at the 900 Global factory, so it's kind of a brother-sister relationship to a degree.
Yeah,
So-
he was playing for Seismic last year in Tilburg, so.
Yeah.
But his boss didn't arrive, so.
Well, when he comes to Europe, he plays Seismic, and when he's in the States, he plays 900, I think. If he's playing anything on tour, obviously it'll be 900 Global this year with them joining the PBA again.
But the fun thing was, he goes in the pro shop in Tilburg. He sees, okay, that one and that one, a track 400A, special edition, that white one, and another one. Drilled it, shot one of the highest scores with 1 ball, and make it to the 2nd or 3rd place with 1 ball.
It must be nice to just go punch a ball just like that.
Yep. And he just give it away to
And then
someone.
give it away at the end of it, yeah. Yeah, he's like Father Christmas, isn't he? Can you imagine though if you're given a ball by Brian Voss? Would you bowl with it, or would you just get it signed and put it on your mantelpiece?
Yeah.
I think that's what I'd do if you get a ball from Brian Voss.
I think I would do it. A lot of guys in America get balls from Chris Barnes, like that. And they're posting it in a Facebook, should I plug it or should I put it on my somewhere? And everybody's going crazy. Yeah, ball with it, ball with it. No, put it on, put it on.
There's plenty wives and husbands around the world annoyed at the amount of bowling balls in their house, probably.
Yeah.
Some of these bowlers have probably got about 20, 30 balls lying around.
My parents are not really happy with me, so I have 15 lying around, I know.
15.
Yeah. I just moved back a couple of months ago. I lived on my own for 1.5 years. I left my parents with 6, 7 bowling balls. I came back with the with 15. So yeah, they're not really happy. But they know why I'm doing this.
I've seen them in garden centres before, old bowling balls. You drill out the holes a little bit more and you put plants in them and stick them in your garden. They make nice plant pots.
Yeah, I saw a couple of videos from a music instrument, like a pendulum, and
Yeah. Alan Smith, front 6 on the TV pair.
Ooh, pocket 710 for Brian Voss.
Now that must have been about 5 times he's left 710 this week. Oh man. Ron Hurt starts with front 3. 279 for Lisa in that last game.
Yeah. 6-pin.
Good girl.
First off the town. Pulled it inside, so yeah. She was lucky with a 6. Could be much worse.
So yeah, we want to see a peak in Seismic ball sales next week. So if you're thinking about a new ball, get yourself off to Seismic, seismicbowling.com and check out the range and have a word with your local pro shop and see if they can get some in and give it a try.
Here in Ireland and the UK, it's a little bit more famous than in Holland and Europe.
Yeah, it's still a growing brand in and around Europe. Even in the UK, there's not a lot of people throwing Seismic yet. It's growing. But yeah, please support the British Ball Company. But at the same time, please support Bowl Tech UK and please support Bowling Vision. Please don't buy off the internet. Always go to your local pro shop. So with Alan Smith, front 6. I think if he strikes in these next 3 frames, we're going to see a little bit of animation from the talented American left-hander. Come on. Hit. Ah. Through the face, split. So halfway through the last game, and there'll be a 10-15 minutes before we get the scores in and we find out exactly who's made it through. What we will do is we will keep this stream going. We'll put on the funky dance music, and as soon as we get the scores, we will announce them on the stream. But keep checking the official website, tempinbowling.ie, and also linked through badassbowling.com and talktempin.com. Your commentary team today is Simon Shepherd from Dutch Bowling TV and myself, Dom Gall from Talk Tempin. And we will have a selection of guests today. We'll try and get as many people on as possible. Come the final, myself and Simon will probably make way for a couple of guest commentators.
Yep.
We're going to try and pull on the biggest names we can to commentate on the final.
Yeah, we should get Ryan on here.
Who?
Ryan.
Ryan, yeah.
Yeah.
We could have done with Ryan now actually while his staffers are on, but Ryan's actually a little bit shy when it comes to the talking on stream. He doesn't really want to do it. He's got staff players here that will do that job for him. Brian puts his arms out at the approach there, and yeah, why didn't you do it that time? But if Voss doesn't make it, which is unlikely but possible, I would like to get Brian for the final. Brian and somebody else if possible. Oh, come on, Jason. Big split for Jason. He just wants to make sure the wheels don't fall off the bus here, and they are doing a little bit. He was 100 over, but he's losing pins now. And he's probably thinking that he's going to have to give this a shot. I'd hate to see Jason go out now. I think it's unlikely, but stranger things have happened. How's Sloan Ranger doing? Yeah, not too bad in this game. Looks like, is it 3 or 4 in a row and a spare?
4 and 9 spare.
4 and a 9 spare, so yeah, he's doing okay. Keep your comments and chat coming in. Viewing numbers going up now all the time as we get closer to the end of the tournament. Oh, and it trips out the pins for a barn, a turkey. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Smith doesn't quite trip out the 10 this time, throws everything against it. Come on, Jason, strike. Yes. Off the sheet now, boy. Off the sheet. Smith picks up his spare. So it's only going to be about 188 for Jason if he strikes out, and he's going to have to strike out for that. So disaster would be a 168 here. I think it'd leave him about 60 or 70 over, so he should be safe. But I can imagine he's worrying a little bit at the moment.
Yeah, when you're done, it's a very couple of minutes where you be very nervous if you made it or not.
Yeah.
Even if you have 60, 70, even 80 over.
Well, the same thing happened to Barry Foley in Malta last year. He was flying over 3, and then all of a sudden the 150 came from nowhere and he missed the cut. And it's like one of them that you've kind of gone through the motions, you've done enough, you know you're in, and then all of a sudden you're out. It's like, what the hell happened? You cannot take your eye off the ball for 1 minute. Barry, a winner of this event in 2013, in the 25th edition of the tournament, the first ever male Irish winner. So if Sloan was to win it this year, it would only be the second in 27 years. Tamaldino. Hi guys, is Matt Kerr still in?
Yeah, he is. He's playing on lanes 13 and 14 right now. With 116 in the 7th.
Yep. 116, yeah. I'm not sure what he's had other games. Going on to some of the former champions as we run out the end of the game with 221 from Alan Smith. Chris Buck, Steve Gomersall, Del Delaney, Marcel van der Bosch, Nico Tiampon.
He's sitting right behind.
Sitting right next to us, yeah, Mr. Champion there in 1993. Jeff Buck, Nut Hansen, Toro Torgerson, Thomas Lee Anderson, Keith Hodge, Thomas Lee Anderson again, Matthias Arup, Peter Allen, Wim van der Veen, Paul Evans Jr., Stu Williams, Paul Moore, Sven Roger Olsen, Nick Frogger, Don Barrett, Paul Moore again, Don Barrett, Brian Voss, Barry Foley and Jamie Bottomley for the men, as Brian Voss finishes with a 2:04. And for the ladies in 90 was Kim Koo, then Gina Wardle, Pauline Smith, Tracy Dew, Pauline Smith, Anne Jacobs, Lena Sulkinen, Sharon Lowe, Sulkinen again, Jessica Olsen, Jani Helm, Lisa John, Asa Waterland, Kirsten Penny, Victoria Sofkova, Laura Roney, Karina Dykes, Ghislaine van der Tol, Karina again, Cassie Staudinger, Hayley White and Zara Giles, and also Hayley Rumkey, past champions. So just about coming up to the end of the 6th game. As I said, we will get the scores from the official website in about 10-15 minutes time, so keep checking there. We will come on the stream while the music's playing and let you know who made it through as soon as we know. Jason Agate does get that first strike in the 10th, so he can salvage something here with a 188, but unfortunately he's left a single pin, so he's going to finish with a 177 if he spares. Should be enough. A few nervous faces out now, some chasing scores, some trying to keep the score that they've got. Yeah, make that spare, just in case you miss by a pin. We're throwing any pins away now. So 177 for
I've
Jason.
won a tournament by 1 pin because my opponent missed a 4-pin.
Yeah. Every pin
ripped
counts.
it right, so.
Every pin counts. You never know. You just never know.
It was with the youth. I was trailing before the finals with 11 or 12 pins and came out with 1 pin difference. 188.1 against 188.0.
There's so many players lose a tournament by a pin or miss a cut by a pin, or it's kind of heart-wrenching sometimes. So we'll spin the camera onto something that's moving. So you see Chris Sloan in the middle giving his pre-match routine where he kicks his feet, sets himself, working a strike, and on a decent game here, 148 in the 6th frame with a strike, looking for a Barney Rubble, changed his ball. Oh!
Rotocrip Sinister.
Sinister was it? Leaves a single pin.
Little bit blue, white, and a little bit
of blue and white.
And green, lime green. Yeah, Sinister.
I have no idea what the balls are these days. Sparkly red ones, blue ones, green ones,
gold ones.
Gold ones. Yeah, that's the only one you kind of always know which it is. The IQ Tour. The minute you see it, it was like the #1 ball last year, I think, for 2 years ago for sales. Everybody had them.
Yeah, you can some stone balls you can get for the like the Sinister is Rotogrip, but stone Quacks, you know, if you see it going, okay, Quacks.
Yeah, you know the minute you see it what it is.
A lot of balls are dark blue, dark red.
Yeah,
so very difficult.
We happy? Are we in? Are we on? Alan Smith 70 over, and he's not sure if he's made it or not. But it was like that last night as well. He thought he hadn't made it, and he was in easily. Don't worry. He bowls better at 1 o'clock in the morning. It was on America time.
Just heard Selwyn in the background again.
Yeah.
30%.
Amanda Larkin on the string of strikes there. How many is that in a row? 6, 7, 6?
We will see it
7
right now. 7.
7, yeah. She's coming strong at the end. She might need to actually, because she seemed to be struggling early on. Still got a smile on her face. Up and coming Irish starlet. But again, hope you've enjoyed the block as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. How long have we got gap between the blocks here, Simon? Do you know? What time are we due back for the?
I think in 1 hour, I think, or something. Just at lay maintenance. Yep.
Yeah, we're due back at 1 o'clock, so we should be back in about 55 minutes to an hour.
My day would take about 45 minutes to do the lane, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, not as long now because they're coming down in the amount of lanes that.
Yeah. We just didn't use 17-18 now this final.
Yeah, didn't use 17-18 this time.
But I think they will still do it in case there is a failure on, on the other one.
They always do two or four more lanes than they need. And they probably have a couple of practice
we had
lanes at some point.
Mail function last night on 3 or 4, 5, 6, I think. Just a couple of lanes left of me, so yeah. Caused a little bit of delay, but.
257 for Daniel Stride, 171 for Danny Hopcroft. 199 for Paul Traynor. 201 for Stu Little. And you can see Glenn Morton Pedersen just stepping up there. Oh, big split comes through the face. It's going to cost him some pins. In the 10th as well. And he was on a potential 260 odd. But that's going to drop down now. Amanda Larkin looking for 8 in a row. Yeah, all right.
Marco left.
Marco left to 5-7-10. When?
This morning.
Is that on Facebook?
Yep.
Where is it?
In Deventer. Near my place.
Where is it on Facebook?
It's on his own page.
It's on. If you've got Marco Landman as a friend, just have a look at his page now because he's left a 5-7-10 this morning. They've got the video of it.
No, just a picture.
Just photo. Just
photo.
picture.
Yeah, it's there. Sorry, Marco.
Thank you for playing. 215 for Stotty, Paul Stott Jr. Craig MacArthur's going to finish with a 174 with a spare. Amanda Larkin's going to finish with a 255 with a spare. 232 for Pedersen. 186 for Alcy Brook. Looks like she might be going out. 195 for Paul Chandler. 204 for Lisa John. Jason Belmonte and Yang Hyung Caillou just won the doubles at the DHC PBA Japan Invitational Doubles event. And good luck to Stuart Williams, who will play in the TV finals on Extra Frame on Monday, I think. I'm sure I read somewhere it was Monday for the finals.
Watch the 5-player step-ladder singles final live at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So.
Oh, is it today then?
Yeah.
10 p.m. Eastern time. So if you have extra frame, you can watch Stu in action tonight. If you're not signed up for extra frame yet, give it a try. It's only $64 a year, and it's not a lot of money for the amount of coverage that
Bowling
you get. It's good value. I know we give it away free, but we don't put on the same level of service as those guys.
Those guys are everywhere.
Yeah, they are proper awesome. So kudos to the PBA for extra frame. But yeah, if you've not seen extra frame, get it. Just give it a try. It's worth the money.
Chris Barnes shot a 300 gram in the semi-finals. It's DHC PBA.
That'll be his first one with Global, won't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it was kind of a bit of a shock for everybody, really, that he'd left Columbia and gone to Global. I bet one or two of them were maybe questioning it. But I don't know. I don't know if the Columbia brand was that strong over the last 5 or 6 years. Chris Barnes kind of led the charge more than anything. It's a funny photograph of Chaz. This is the last game. E. Janssen. We're just about done. Got one player to finish up. So we're going to go after a quick commercial break. Then we'll be back. We'll have the funky music playing, and as soon as we get the scores, we will give you them. So thanks for watching again. We'll be back in an hour officially for the next block. So thanks again for watching, and see you soon.
You're late.
Are we happy? Sean?
Yeah, we're happy.
Seismic fans, we now present the Venator. Venator comes from the Latin word meaning hunter. The Tennessee core is our most advanced core design to date. It is designed with consistency in mind. The core shape is modeled to allow for drilling with a strong pin placement and positive spin axis while reducing the amount of inner core material being removed. In turn, this reduces how much the ball's pre-drilled design specifications change after drilling. Pre-drilled, the Venator has a 35% stronger positive spin axis than our very successful horn core. The Tennessee core produces a high mass bias differential with more flare and mid-lane read than we've ever released. This video shows the Venator picking up its role in the mid lane and making a strong move to the pocket. In the true spirit of a hunter, the Venator makes its move attacking with strength and power, leaving the enemy simply devastated. Put the Venator in your hand and have no doubt. Seismic Bowling, earth-moving equipment.
It's been a good year, it'll be a long day before we lay our heads down to rest. And if those tears come rolling down, I'll pull you close to me, tell you we'll be back there again. Won't be alone.